So today is March 15th, 2025, and it is Saturday evening. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about the time. They say the time is the most valuable asset that we have. But that is actually partially true. Because if you think of it, time is the most valuable asset. However, the time that we crave for is the time that we enjoy, right? Because nobody wants to maximize the time when they're fearful, they're worried about something, or they're sad about something, right? Nobody wants to maximize that. They want to minimize that. But the time that is really, really a big asset is the happiness, right? So imagine an experience that you may have had in the last year or in the last 2 years or 3 years somewhere. Maybe you went for a vacation as a family, or you are spending time with your kids. If you don't have kids, maybe you had other experience, I don't know, maybe a work trip, anything that resonates with you where you had a really good time. It could be even as simple as you are in a restaurant and you were having fun with friends and you just sat there for hours, you enjoyed the food, different kind of things. And those are the time because you really enjoyed, you wanted to, if you could, you want to relive those moments. Why? Because the time that we enjoy is the time that we want to maximize. And that has a direct correlation with the inner coach and the inner critic, right? Because the inner coach is the person in the mirror. Or in this case, when I'm looking at the screen, it is me, myself, right? So, and we all have two different versions, the inner critic and the inner coach. And what I tell you all is that take the inner critic out and put it outside. Whenever you remember, just keep doing that. Because when you do that, when you keep teaching your inner coach to be your best cheerleader, to be your best friend, that's when magic starts happening. So I was talking to a friend about it yesterday, and to the friend, if you're watching, so we were talking about it yesterday, and then he made a really interesting comment, because that was not mine, and that's on him to give the credit to him. He was like, that is true. The inner coach, from that point of view, is that no matter how much coaching you get, even if I'm coaching you, it's like, maybe 1 or 2 hours a day, week, not a day, 1 or 2 hours a week, or you may have some material, if you're getting coaching personally from me, or, following the material that I share. But the rest of the time, pretty much 90% of the time or more, you are with yourself. And when you coach yourself in a way that no matter what happens in the world, people are losing jobs here in the United States, people are losing jobs, people are afraid of losing jobs. Not only that, people are afraid of the economy, how that is going to impact the economy in a short term, in a long term, all of that aspects. None of this has happened, but the inner critic likes to keep you there. So you are spending a lot of time in here, which you don't want to. So your goal, your inner coach, is the place where you know your formula. So no matter what happens every single time, you can bounce back from here to here, point A to point B, because your goal is to stay in point B, right? Where your inner coach is running the show, right? So that way, when you have the formula, you are spending only a few seconds or a few minutes maximum, because things will keep happening. There will be times that sometime you might feel bad, but the point is not to live there, right? Not to live there, so that you can maximize the time that is your most valuable asset, right? Same thing with you when you're working with something. So what I am doing with my business, I'm like, things are expanding and I'm happy. It's crazy busy. However, I'm loving it. And because I coached my inner coach in a way that I don't look for external validations. And it's great that a lot of my friends, my mom, they believe in this dream that I have, expanding this to making it a global movement, the divorce recovery and dating after divorce, making it like a midlife reinvention, right? People think after midlife, you can't have all these things that you wanted, but no, this is a perfect time. Because if something like that happens, that means you have a second chance in life. Meaning all the things that you wanted to do and you couldn't do for whatever reason, this is your chance. This is your chance. And I talk about the quadrant, remember? Relationship, ideal life, which is the deepest dreams and desires, and your career and finance, health, physical and emotional health. Rich quadrant, RICH. So make sure whatever you do, think of that inner coach and spending the time in this zone. Because time is time. You are going to lose the time, and time is going for all of us. It's at this minute when it's like around 8 o'clock. It's Saturday night, March 15th. It's never going to happen again. It's done. However, what really matters is the good times. If you're spending good times now with your friends or family or whoever, that's what matters. Or if you're even working or whatever, if you're enjoying, that is the time that matters. But if you are sad, or if you're worried about your job, the economy, egg prices for that matter, the egg prices, everybody's worried. The funny thing is, it's not only egg, there's a lot of other prices have gone up, but I have no idea why the egg prices is like the thing that everybody talks about. Maybe because of the baking, I don't know. Anyway, or maybe it's because it's a day-to-day item, so it's easy to talk about, whatever may be the case. So, if you're worried about that, that is not a good use of your time. That is not a good use of your time. So keep focusing on the inner coach when you look yourself in the mirror. So I'm really telling you, next time when you go to the bathroom, you have your, the mirror in your room, wherever, look at yourself. Really look at yourself. When I'm saying this, really look at your eyes. Maybe pause the video, look in a mirror, go look in the mirror and look at your eyes. And the reason is why I say this is because if you notice, majority of the time when you're looking at the mirror, you are even not paying attention, because 95% of the time we are on autopilot. We're just looking at the next and the next, what we need to do, and that's what we all do. So it was funny that Michelle Obama's book, I forget if it was in her first book. No, I think it was in her second book. The first one was Becoming. The second one was, I forget the name, but she has 2 books out, so you can Google it if you haven't heard of the second book. I forgot the name, but anyway, so in that she has a story where one of the guy, I think she might say the name there too, I forgot the name, but the guy, every morning he looks at the mirror and he greets himself saying, "Hey buddy." And that is literally the point, because it's like you want to be your best friend. You want your inner coach to be your best friend and best coach and best mentor, or whoever, right? Because no matter who you get coaching and mentoring and whoever you get it from, the topmost whoever, right? Ultimately, it's we ourselves, the story that we tell ourselves. And you can pray, you can, you could be believing in God or not. I mean, it all depends. Different people have different faith, religion, or what they believe in, universe, God, whatever works for you, because we all have a unique path. Exact same thing that resonates for me may or may not resonate with you. So I think that whatever resonates with you the most, whatever gives you peace, is helpful, because that way, because there's a ripple effect in everything. If you are happy, people around you are happy, people you're communicating with are happy, then they also go talk to others, then they are happy, all of that. So when somebody has their own inner peace, there's so much ripple effect from that. One person can have, I don't know, you can't count, maybe 100 million, depends, Speaking of that, I bought that book. I think I told you guys, I don't know where I put that book, but I'm gonna show you guys that book I was talking to you about a few days ago, written by Travis Mills. He was a army sergeant, and he lost his I got it. When I talk about it, it's crazy. He lost all 4 limbs, both of his legs and both of his arms, in the Afghanistan war. So that is hard, even when I think about it, my God. So he has this book, it's called 12 Principles, and the other day, last week, when I was at Barnes & Noble, I picked that book. It was random, because when I go there, I pick up 10, 15 books, sometime less, maybe 4 or 5, so 10, 15, not all together. I pick up 6, 7 books. I read some of them and the highlights, and then go put them back and bring up some more, depending on how long I'm spending there. Anyway, so I picked up that book randomly, and it really, really resonated with me, because he talks about making no excuses, and he became a motivational speaker, and his book, it looks like New York Times bestseller, and he basically talks about how to live a happy life. Even after all of that, he has I forgot what it is called, the metal fake arm and legs and stuff. I forgot what it is called. Anyway, so at the back of the book, he has a picture with him and his family, his wife, and 2 kids. And it is tough even for me to talk about it, even though I don't know the person, but the pain. Imagine the pain he and his family might have gone through. Whew. So the reason I bring that example is because he probably doesn't even know a person like me would feel inspired from his book, right? So that's the point I'm talking about, because you never know, by sharing your story, who will benefit from that. So I encourage all of you in the comments, share and create your own channel, whatever works, right? Share your story. There are over 8 billion inspiring stories in the world, really. So share your story. Don't worry, is it good, is it bad, or if somebody's gonna say something good, somebody's gonna say something bad. Because when you are sharing something online, and this is something I learned over time, because I used to have a YouTube channel, 2 YouTube channels, 6 years ago. I don't know, for every, good thing is majority it is positive. For every 100 positive feedback, you may have 1 or 2 criticism. And sometimes the criticisms are, I appreciate the constructive criticism, which can give the person to make things better. But some people, when they're just trying to, I don't know, increase the negativity or something, then I don't really appreciate that. So anyway, but thankfully, 99.99% comments and feedback has been positive, which is absolutely amazing. But the reason I'm saying is, when you share your story, so there is a little risk that some people will not exactly see it that way. But guess what? 99% people are going to see it, see the goodness, and they're going to go create the ripple effect. And that's what you want to focus on. That goes back to the inner coach and inner critic. Inner critic is that 1%. Take it down. It doesn't matter. Inner coach is that all the goodness that you are spreading in the world, right? We all can do something to leave the world a little bit better. For my accent, sometimes the words might sound different. So anyway, we all can do something to make the world a little bit better than we found it. And for me, the biggest thing was the divorce and job loss. In my case, both happened at the same time. There's so much pain that happens, and I'm so grateful that I can look at it, all of it, in a way that it took me only a year, because I've been resilient for a long time. For a lot of things I had to do on my own, because all my family is in India. I've lived here in the US for 20 years. Before then, also, my family is in a small town in India. So I think I had done so much in my own, and always had to find a way on my own. And that is what the concept of inner coach somehow ended up resonating with me. I'm like, ultimately it's you. You got to tell the right story to yourself. Because if you end up in a loop that you are telling a story from your inner critic's perspective, that is going to keep you down. That is going to, keep taking you to the spiraling down zone. And the inner coach is going to take you to spiral up. Because there will always be naysayers. There will always be people who won't believe in you. But you got to believe in yourself. You got to be resilient. You got to keep going, right? And then some of the breakthrough part that I found in this journey was number one, forgiveness. Number two was really finding what was holding me back. One of the big things for me was shame and guilt. So I had to accept that, and I was like, none of that matters now, or else I wouldn't share. But I didn't even know that was that. Excuse me. For 5-6 months since it happened, and I randomly, some meditation actually unlocked that part. And when forgiveness actually came after that, you have to forgive every situation and everything that happened to you. You have to be grateful for all that, and then don't crave for external validations. External validations are good to have, but you cannot rely your progress on external validation and ultimately the inner coach. I know there's a lot of different points. So if you want to write anything down that resonated with you, feel free. If you have any questions related to that, comment below. And you guys may have seen, because I have been seeing a lot of visitors on my website, midlifemindfulness.co, midlifemindfulness.co. It's not com, it's .co. And mindfulness is spelled as one L. So try it out. Will also have it in the description. And I'm going to, in the coming weeks and months, I'm going to add more free information there, right? Because I know that for coaching, not everybody can afford it during divorce. There's already a lot of expenses with attorneys and others. So I am going to share more free information step by step, how you can get there. So if you know anybody who are going through this journey, if you think they will feel, they will see some light at the end of the tunnel, please share this channel, please share the website, because I will be sharing more and more, even free information in these places. So thank you, and have a great rest of the weekend. I'll be making another short video maybe tomorrow, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Take care. Bye.